Hey, you beautiful twin flames, and welcome back to Tarot for You 444. I'm so delighted you could join me today for this channeling. I'll also be pulling some cards as well. Now, before you write in the comments section that you can't see anything, this is an audio channeling, so please be aware that it's only my voice at this time. The energies at the moment are currently different, and so I've decided to do this style of channeling for right now. So as I'm guided, this may change, but for right now we're going to just be listening to the audio channelings. I want to congratulate all of you who are on the twin flame journey first and foremost. It is a very difficult path to follow, and it takes a lot of courage and a lot of inner strength. And today I want to firstly talk about the pragmatic approach that the divine feminine has, and the unbelievable courage that she pushes forward into the journey, knowing that it may or may not come to fruition eventually. And so if you are a divine feminine listening today, I want you to congratulate yourself. I want you to give yourself a pat on the back. I don't know that a pat on the back is enough, but you are really doing a great job. So if you're feeling tired at the moment, if you're feeling a little bit less motivated than usual, that's the energies of this time. So some of you may also be picking up on your divine masculine's energy as you try and navigate through this current time. So the divine masculine has come to the realization that his feminine is important to him. However, his karmic life is really making him struggle, and not only struggle, but his energy is being impacted because of the lower vibration energies of the karmics. Now, of course, karmics can be both good and bad. Karmics, our mind says good and bad, but there are karmic situations where we can grow. And so it's never really a bad thing, but there are obviously lower vibrational energies that come through the karmics if they are unawakened. And the divine masculine kind of has to try and navigate his life whilst being in and around these karmic energies. So for right now, he is kind of playing by the rule book. He is, getting up every day, perhaps going to work, coming home, feeling tired, going to bed, and sort of rinsing and repeating this cycle. He does feel extreme love for the feminine, but he is also tired from his physical life, and he's also being energetically drained from the people around him in his karmic world. This is where the divine feminine either has come to a place where she's let go altogether of any outcome of him coming forward, or she is simply stating to him that she is emotionally unavailable to some extent, or emotionally drained for some. Obviously everyone's going through a similarity in their journey, but it's not always going to be exactly the same. Many divine feminines are also letting go of some of the pain that they feel because they can't just readily contact their twin flame. So, let's say they were having an interesting day where they were feeling good, and then something triggered them into, a sadness or a melancholy of some kind. and they feel like they have been stunted, or maybe, you know, if they send them a text message or something like that, it's not going to get heard as quickly as the divine feminine might like. So I'm just feeling that, you know, within the divine feminine, she's not feeling as though the divine masculine is readily available if she needs him on an emotional scale. This is causing her to pull her energy away, and I'm going to, you know, shuffle and get some cards on both the divine masculine and the divine feminine right now. But the divine feminine is kind of feeling alone emotionally, even if they're still in communication in the 3D. She's still feeling this disconnect between the two. And it's not really his energy that's done the disconnection, it's hers. And the reason I like this word disconnection is because it's kind of like if you imagine, you know, an old-fashioned phone that's plugged into the wall. She's kind of unplugged it on purpose because she needs to feel something, and it's not coming from him. So this need to feel something which isn't coming from him is actually allowing the feminine to feel into herself more, to understand her own path better, which is intrinsically what the twin flame journey is about anyway. Union is kind of like the ice cream or the icing on the cake, I might say. Interesting. The masculine, as I try and pull the cards on him, is not willing to play this game today. He's not wanting me to tap into his energy because there is a withholding here that's going on. A withholding from going within himself. So he is focused upon the outside world, you know, his job, his family, his karmic life in general. And of course, because he's not spending an awful lot of time going within or nurturing himself, the feminine is actually feeling this detraction away from him. So let me see if I can, I'll just, as I'm waiting for these cards to come out for the masculine, there's some secrets here he doesn't want you to know. But the feminine here is sad. She has regret. Maybe, you know, in some kind of way, you know, maybe I could have behaved a different way. Maybe I could have, I don't know, said something different in the past. Maybe I could have, I don't know, not been as needy, or not been as forthright, or not been as assertive, or been more assertive. You know, she's umming and ahhing about what she did, but then she just has no energy left to care. Like, she doesn't even have the energy to go within right now. She wants to do this introspection about it all, but she just hasn't got the energy. Wow. So energetically, she's feeling drained. Okay, so finally we have, wow, this same energy coming from the masculine. You know, he doesn't want to go within because it's painful. He doesn't want to take a real red hot look at himself right now because it's painful. And in this not wanting to have a look at himself, the divine feminine is feeling imprisoned. You know, I thought we were going to move forward with this. I thought we were going to do this sacred romantic dance. But she doesn't. She feels imprisoned. In fact, many divine feminines are having difficulty with sleep, difficulty with feeling energetic, you know, similar to ascension symptoms. And for many, there are ascension symptoms going on as well, but they just are numb. It's this numbness that's going on. So they know they need to meditate and go within. They know they need to spend more time giving themselves love, trying to be balanced, but they just don't have the energy to do so. So the divine masculine, his true thoughts about everything is that for right now, I can't give the feminine what I need to give. I'm stuck where I am, and even if I could offer my heart, I don't have much to give in terms of resources. So many of them are trying to figure out a way in their mind, how can I save more money? How can I adjust my life so that I can come in eventually with this awesome offer? Perhaps he doesn't have much money. Perhaps he doesn't have, the train ticket or the plane ticket or the bus ticket or the wherewithal or the means to get to her in some kind of way. And he's pondering this, how can I masterfully work this out so that it's happening? He's also in this state where he has a regret of how he's given his life to the karmic people around him. For some, that means they're in a partnership already with someone in a romantic sense. For others, it means, the family that they take care of or the situation that they're in. They've got regret that they've given so much energy. And as they've done that, the divine feminine has seemed to become ungrounded. In fact, many divine feminines sending messages to their masculines that they can't do this anymore, or they're not expecting anything from their masculines. That won't be the case for all divine feminines, but many divine feminines are willing to walk away now, have tried and have seen no evidence in the physical 3D tangible reality that it's going to get any better. This walking away from the feminine, either energetically or in by actual message or phone call or discussion, really ignites the divine masculine to see what he's going to lose and see that he is that everything he's been passionate about has actually been the divine feminine. So this wish upon a star for him, which is kind of what it felt like in the past, that it was something in the future, something that could happen perhaps, is coming into his reality now, where he's thinking, I don't want this to just be a dream. So the divine feminine seems to be surrendering to the divine. It's kind of like she wants to sing Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. She just doesn't know how this is going to end. Wow, we literally have her morals here and her dignity coming up. My dog is outside crying at the moment because he likes to be inside, by the way. So this is also a synchronicity today, because it's as though the divine feminine is crying, has been in the past, crying out for company, crying out to speak to someone, crying out to be petted, not like a dog, but you know what I mean. She's been loyal the whole way through, and she wants to still have that, but her morals and her forthrightness are not allowing this anymore. So it's like, even if he decides And for some of you, he may have already come in with loving words or loving offers. She's just not feeling it. You know, we have the Strength card here, and we have the Hierophant here as well. And now we have dogs barking, which is also a synchronicity. It's like she's just like, go away. You know, go away and just leave me alone to be in my own company right now. The moon is also here, acknowledging the concealment of her own feelings. She doesn't want to share them with the masculine. It's too personal. The feeling that she has about what she may have lost with this connection is far too personal, and so she knows that she needs to keep her resolve to herself. She wants to keep her way of being and her feeling to herself right now. We have the Wheel in reverse and the Ten of Cups in reverse. I'm not perhaps going to get my wish fulfillment with my divine masculine, and even if he comes in now, there's a lack of satisfaction. There's a lack of satisfaction. She, you know, she tried and tried and tried again in the past, and she didn't feel as though it was working. The King of Cups is also here, denoting that he is going to try and be as stable in his emotions as possible, even if he's having a difficult time in his karmic life. He's going to feel this disconnect energetically with the feminine. And remember, it's, you know, it's as though she's pulled an old-fashioned socket, an old-fashioned phone out of the socket of the wall. You know, she's like, for many of them, this can be literal. For many divine feminines, you know, they're not checking their messages on their phones. They're not really fussed if the divine masculine comes in or out. This is has been too painful in the past, especially the in and out, the hot and cold, the wishy-washy energy coming from the masculine. And so the divine feminine decides that she's just going to stay within her own energy, which is kind of a weird place, because as she does stay in her own energy and she tries to conceal how she's feeling, the masculine is drawn to her more. So in essence, as she ignores him, as she moves away from him, it actually makes him come more. And this is making her become frustrated, in fact. I want to get some cards so we can get a message from the feminine to the masculine, and then a message from the masculine to the feminine. I think while the energies are like this, I'll try and channel each day, if I can. I'll just see how I'm guided to go, but I'll try and keep you as up to date as I can with the current energies. Wow, divine feminine being difficult now. It's as though she, you know, it's like if she's had an argument with someone and she just wants to be, you know, it's like, leave me alone. I just don't want to talk to you right now. Yeah, she's the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords here. You know, I don't want to be unfair to you, divine masculine, but when I needed you in the past, perhaps you weren't there. Perhaps you weren't giving me what I needed in terms of emotional fulfillment, emotional support. It's this very pent ultimate feeling of, I just want to go out into the sun and be me. I don't need this. I don't need you to shower me with gifts. I don't want you to, you know, say that you love me. I don't want you to tell me that, you know, there could be this opportunity, or that you've got toxicity going on right now and that you can come in later on. She's just had enough of the waiting. She's preferring to live her life on her own right now. Many of the divine feminines are kind of forcing themselves out into nature, even if they don't really want to. even if they don't really want to go within, even if they don't want to meditate and pray or do yoga, etc. They're just trying to just get through the day, pretty much right now. Just getting through the day, and kind of with a non-reactionary attitude. You know, I'm just going to do me. I'm just going to do that ballet class. I'm just going to... Some of them don't have enough energy for that, but, you know, I'm just going to try and just get on with my life, because he hasn't been there, and I've needed to talk to him. There's been so many things I've had that I've wanted to say and I couldn't. And so then the divine masculine says, I'm sorry. It's a big sorry here with the Page of Cups, and he knows that his burden in his life has filtered out or trickled out into the communication, into the relationship of the feminine as well. He was confused in the past. He was exhausted in the past. He did have a lack of passion in the past. Wow. And then we've literally got this, you know, energy of, I can't be victorious. This is in the recent past. I can't be victorious because I just feel like shit, basically. And so now he's realizing that this is translated into the feminine kind of walking the other way. And he's come back to the feeling of a page. He may even try and write, you know, beautiful words or affirmations or something like that. Or he may have tried in the recent past to come in and be, you know, wonderful in some kind of way, to so he doesn't lose the connection. But the divine feminine kind of just feels like he's wishing upon a star now. You know, this should have happened before. You should have come in before. You know, I was feeling like I needed you then, and I don't now. You know, you made me realize that I just can't rely on you. There's this feeling of that she can't rely on him, and that she can rely on herself and her faith. Wow. Okay, there's one more message coming from the masculine in this channeling, and I'm going to use the cards to help me bring it through. Very interesting. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but there's a phone ringing in the background, and no one seems to be answering it. This is kind of how the divine feminine feels. She doesn't really want to answer that call. She's just not in the mood. Okay, so then we have, wow, the devil coming up for the masculine here, and the Empress next door. You know, he's realizing that he's been in a toxic situation, and he's realizing the difference between that toxic situation in comparison to how beautiful and pure the divine feminine is. For some of you, you have a third party situation in the way. Either he is with a karmic partner or you are. How do we bring, you know, then he goes, well, how do we bring this together? I don't know how to bring this together. All I know is that I love you. Can't love be the answer here? He's also stating he doesn't want to argue anymore. He doesn't want to... Wow, we have the Hierophant and Lovers together here in the upright. You know, it's this, I'm in love with you. I want to make a commitment. For many of you, you're going to feel this in the coming week, in either the 5D or the 3D reality, but he knows what he doesn't want, basically. He knows what he doesn't want. He's seen many distorted feminines, and he's also seen many people who are nasty, and he's not willing or interested in manifesting anyone else but the divine feminine. I'm not sure that he particularly knows how to do this. Many divine masculines aren't spiritual in any kind of way, but it's this definite feeling of, I want to manifest my divine feminine, and I don't want her to be mad with me anymore. I don't want her to be annoyed with me anymore. He also wants to say that many of the things that have happened in his life have been out of his control, and that he wishes he could go back in time and change some of them. This beautiful card here, I know you can't see the card, but there is this Six of Cups energy in reverse, and there's two dogs on the card, and if you know, it's very much like a Labrador or Golden Retriever type dog. These are very faithful, and it's him as a little boy patting the dog, and then as he grows up holding the dog. So it's this nurturing energy that he wants to have with the divine feminine. The divine feminine has been loyal the whole way through. The divine feminine, has sat with him and listened to him. She has, even when he's not been there, been waiting at the back door, kind of like my dog before, crying at the back door, So he's starting to understand that there's no one else in his life that truly has given him this loyalty. And for the divine masculine, he understands what it feels like to be on the other end of, not being able to trust people, not having anyone to bring this loyalty out. So I want to get some love messages now from his soul, and then I'm going to close out the reading so I don't take up too much of your time. But there's this definite feeling of disconnection from the feminine. She's not fussed anymore. She's kind of not in that needy energy anymore. She's really not being exceptionally hopeful for her own future. She's just kind of going through the motions of life right now. Bottom of the deck, messages from his soul. I don't care how complicated this gets, I still want you. Take this one how it resonates. I made a mistake, now I'm living with the consequences. I regret it, I really do. Yeah. And then he can't understand her energy right now, and so he says, why can't you just tell me what you feel, because how you act is confusing me. And then the last message is, you are the reason why I'm smiling again. So he's finally coming into this, I'm coming to get you mode. I'm still a bit tired and weary, but I'm on my way. And then he's feeling the disconnect in her energy, and he can't understand it. It's like, well, I'm coming now. Why don't you want me anymore? He then wants to say, I'm addicted to the way I feel when I'm thinking about you. Wow. And then, interesting. He feels her energy of not, she doesn't know when this is going to happen. And so then he wants to apologize again. I'm sorry. I didn't foresee all of the crap that was going to happen, particularly when we're talking about, the pandemic, or the world situation, or his work, or his family situation, or maybe his money situation, etc. Locality, culture, age difference. He didn't know that there was going to be so many blocks. And for many twin flames, there are so many blocks that it just seems like the impossible. It's kind of like, well, you might as well say that you're trying to, run across the ocean and not sink, and not drown, you know, like walking on water. That's how it feels to try and keep up with a connection like this. There are so many blocks to union, locality differences, age and cultural differences, and then we have the dogs barking again. The loyalty being a number one factor in today's channeling, but also this madness that the divine feminine has felt too. This, I can't hold on to this anymore, it hurts too much. And she's not so much in pain as she is going numb from the connection. I'm just numb. If I can't see you, if I can't contact you, if you don't come in, if I send you a message and you take a long time to reply, or if you're with someone else right now, there just seems to be too much in the way. And so she goes, you know what? Hang the expense. Obviously it's not meant to be, see you later, Jack. This is what's going on for many of the divine feminine. They just cannot see it happening. They have lost the idea of, even trying to manifest it anymore. They may have times when they want to, and then they kind of go back to knowing, well, this is actually too hard, so I think I'll just remain in my current life and see how best I fare doing what I'm doing. Interesting. Okay, so this has been your channeled and tarot message for today for Twin Flames. If you need to reach out to me to do any of my packages or my readings, I do that. I've been getting lots of emails recently, which is lovely. I am constrained a little bit by time, so if I don't get back to you straight away, just be aware that it's because maybe I'm doing a reading for someone, or etc. I'm not ignoring you at all, but if you do want to and are still interested in getting into union with your twin flame, let me know and I'll tell you what my suggestions are for you. I'm also beginning to do one-on-one coaching, because I've had a lot of interest in that, where you get to have a telephone conversation with me, using an app, that we can talk to one another on. That price list is down in the description box below, and of course my email is also there. Always email me first before you send any payment through, so that I know. Or if you do, if you know that you just want a particular course and want to pay for it, let me know that you've done that, because I get so many emails from people, and I want to make sure that I get back to you as soon as I can. I'm currently also working on the advanced manifesting course, which is really beautiful. The prerequisites to that course are, of course, the Ascension package and the manifesting course, and then after that you can do the advanced manifesting course if you want to not only just bring in your twin, but also bring in other things into your life, including amazing miracles, abundance, and people that will help you throughout your journey. Okay, so that's me done for today. I am so happy that you're here with me, and I want you to make sure that you take care of you. So whatever that means for you today, I want you to do that. I want you to listen to your own inner guidance and your own intuition. And I hope that you have a really beautiful day, night, afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are in the world. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye.